Hello and welcome. My name is Mary E. Pellett, Mary Elizabeth Pellett, and I'm the owner of Living Movement. I'm a trauma-informed Pilates teacher and a board-certified health and wellness coach. Today we're going to move through a Pilates practice that helps us connect with our legs. The legs are with us through so much. They walk us through life. They allow us to find contact with the floor or a couch or chair underneath us. And today we're just going to take a few minutes to explore them, to give them maybe a little bit of stretching, a little bit of activation, and just see what comes up for us. So let's get started. I'm going to start by laying down on my back. If you need any kind of prop today, feel free to bring that with you to the floor. And we're just going to start by bringing the knees into the chest. Giving the legs a gentle hug. If it feels right for you today, I invite you to take a little rocking from side to side. Or you might choose to make a circle with your back on the floor. Breathing here as you move. You might choose to inhale as the legs come toward your chest, and then exhale as your legs come away from you. And this is if you're choosing to make that circle shape. You may choose to reverse your circle, or you may be choosing a different kind of movement here. You may also choose stillness for your body. If at any point you want to come out of a shape or movement, I invite you to listen to your body and make that decision for yourself. From here, I'm going to bring my hands behind my legs and stretch them up to the ceiling. Once my legs are stretched up, I'm going to move my feet and ankles by flexing and pointing through my hands. From here, you have the option to do them one at a time, or you might continue moving both feet forward and back. I invite you to bend your knees and straighten them back up, or you might choose to keep your knees straight and continue with the flexing and pointing. Another option would be to combine those, so bending and allowing the feet to relax, and then stretching your legs up and flexing the feet, and pointing as you bend your knees down. Or you may be choosing the opposite. You might flex your feet as you bend your knees down, and then point your feet as you reach them back up. If having your hands behind your legs doesn't feel like the right choice for you, an option is to bring your arms down by your sides. I was noticing that my arms were getting a little bit tired behind my legs, so I'm choosing to bring my arms down. You make the choice that's best for you. We're going to do a couple more here if you haven't already stopped. And then our feet are going to come down to the ground. We're going to reach just the right leg up to the ceiling, or you may choose to start with your left leg. We'll do both sides here. We're going to flex the foot and lower the leg down, and then point the foot and lift the leg up. Starting with a range that's a bit smaller than your full range will allow you to check in with how your body is feeling. Noticing how it feels for your leg to go down and to go up. You may choose to flex and point your foot. And as you move, that range of motion may get bigger. You choose how low you want to take your leg and how high you want to take your leg. Maybe you're exploring this with a straight knee, or maybe you're bending your knee, making a shape that's more like riding a bicycle. If you are making the bicycle movement, I invite noticing how going in a different direction or even doing the same movement for a longer period of time, how that feels in your body. What do you notice is feeling good? What might be a little bit fatigued? What might this movement be bringing to your body? You may choose to hug your leg in, and as you feel ready, we're going to go to the other side. Though it's always an option to just repeat and do one side. That is just fine here. We're going to point and flex. You may choose one or the other. As you begin, finding a smaller range of motion, checking in with the body. This is potentially a new side. This may be the first time today that you're moving your body in this way. And so just allowing this movement to be a time of exploration, of noticing. And the option on the other side that I'll give here as well is to move the leg in more of a big circle where you're bending your knee in and stretching your leg up. Checking in with how it feels for the hip to do this movement. What about the knee or the ankle? If you've chosen to do a circle, maybe now is when you reverse it. Or maybe reverse in a moment. And if at any point you feel that you want to take a pause or try something different, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to take 2 more here. And then both feet are going to come down to the mat. I'm going to move from my legs just up a little bit higher toward my pelvis and allow my arms to open to the sides. My palms are up, yours can be up or down. Allowing both knees to go over toward one side, maybe halfway or further down toward the mat depending on what it feels like for this way. And then allowing your legs to come back up to the ceiling. Our arms are here, so if it feels right, you can use your hand to help support your leg up to the top. And this wouldn't be any kind of, oh, it's too hard and I need my hand, but sometimes just allowing the hand to support the leg gives you more information on how the body is moving, what muscles are working, stretch is happening. So all exploration is good. I'm going to take a couple more. Pause or change this movement whenever you're ready. And now I'm going to bring the legs to tabletop. I'm going to bring my arms up to the ceiling and I'm going to tap my right foot down and bring it up. And switch. So while I mentioned at the beginning, our focus is a bit more on legs today. Our legs are connected to the rest of our body. So through this movement, we're bringing our connection of our legs to our torso with some toe taps. Noticing how it feels to move your leg and how, if at all, that affects your back. Breathing in and out. Feeling the back mostly connected to the mat. If not connected, it at least feels heavy with the mat. And for you, the feeling of heaviness will likely be different than mine. So if it doesn't feel heavy, that's okay. I'm going to do 2 more here. And then I'm going to bring both feet down and bringing my arms down. I'm going to move into a bridge now, but before I do, I'm just going to take a moment to tuck my pelvis under and round my low back. I invite you to explore a rounding and extending of the spine, of the pelvis. And as you do this, finding the breath again. Inhaling and exhaling. As you feel ready, you may start to peel the spine off of the mat, coming into that bridge shape. As you come up towards your shoulders, you may feel or notice your legs. And I invite you to move up and down at your own pace, noticing the spine meeting the mat, and what it feels like to take the spine off the mat, and what it feels like to bring it back down. For me today, I'm noticing some swaying through my body. See what else you notice happening for you. Breathing in and out. And then you may hold your bridge at the top if you like. Other options here are to stretch a leg out and to hold that, or to switch. Seeing and exploring here what feels like right movement for your body. What is it asking for? You can continue with what you're doing or explore something else. I'm going to take a tilt or a twist through my waist. You may be rolling up and down, or you may be extending a leg, or you may have come in to rest. Again, listening to your body, finding movements that help you in this moment. And if you're not sure, I invite you to continue to follow along and see if even one thing feels right today. Because I bet we can all find one thing. Okay. Good. We're going to move to lay on our side. We're going to activate the glutes a little bit more, an important part of our legs. So laying on your side, I'm going to choose to prop my head up with my hand. You may choose to lay all the way down, or you may choose a prop like a pillow or a ball under your head. We're going to do a clamshell. So for this, we have our legs coming out at about a 45-degree angle from our hip. So if I was to have my knees coming straight out from my pelvis, this would be 90 degrees. If I bring my knees back a little bit and my feet more in line with my pelvis, this is what 45 degrees is. So I'm going to find the side of my pelvis, and I'm going to rotate my leg up to the ceiling using that part of my body. Again, I invite you to start small, just so you can really focus on where is this movement coming from, and then you can always work on getting it a little bit bigger. So, rotating in the hip, the knee would move up, and then it would go down. And we're going to do this a few times, listening to your body, adjusting as you need, breathing as you move. Inhale as you go up, exhale as you go down. If it feels better for you to reverse that, exhale up, inhale down, that's fine. Both are working. Breathing in and out. And you can continue here, or you can reach your leg out and draw a little circle with your whole leg. From there, you can reverse. And then we'll lower down and go to the other side. So side number 2, finding our 45-degree angle, feet together, finding the side of our pelvis and rotating, letting the knee go up and down. So because we're rotating, the knee will move toward the ceiling and back down. And really this movement isn't huge, so that's why I invite you to start small. We want to notice if our torso is moving around, because we want it to actually stay pretty still. Taking a few more if you'd like. And then if you're ready, the leg will extend and we'll draw a circle. And reverse. And we'll lower it down. We're going to come to all fours. If you need anything under your knees, sometimes that support just helps it feel a little bit better for our bodies. I have a carpet and a blanket today, so I feel like I have enough. Please choose what feels best for you. So we're going to stretch one leg back behind us, flexing through the foot, feel the toes heavy on the ground, and then bring the leg back in and switch. I'll also mention that the hands can sometimes not be as comfortable in this position. So having something where you allow your wrists to lift up a little bit can help. Or you can always come down to your forearms as another option. Even if it doesn't bother your wrists, I invite you to sometimes explore other options and choices just to see what the difference is in your body. Maybe you continue here, or maybe you're choosing to lift the opposite arm up as the leg goes out. Finding a movement that's connected, as well as a movement that feels like it's reaching and stretching. And maybe you're continuing here, or maybe you explore this movement in another way. You may tap the floor and lift. Or you may continue to alternate. And as you move, you might find something that your body naturally is wanting to do, that it's telling you. And I invite you to follow its lead. Mine is asking for a stretch or a rest, so I'm going to sit back toward my feet. My knees are open. I'm going to rest in what we call a child's pose. If you chose a rest, feel free to stay there longer. And that's all I have for us today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope these few minutes allowed you to connect with your body more. And I hope it allowed you a moment just to breathe, to move, to be with your body, to give it thanks and appreciation. Thank you for being here. See you